Yo, RX, back with another breakdown. I almost said recap. Breakdown of UFC Vegas 48, 9, 8, I think. Which is Jamal Hill versus Johnny Walker because RJ versus Steve got canned. Sorry about loud typing. Look at you. Yeah, you'll see Vegas 48, mate. But yeah, the new main event. Couple replacements on the card. I'll tell you who those are when I get to those fights. But besides that, we got 12 fights to break down. Not the most stacked fight night in the world, but you know, beggars can't be choosers after 271. Yeah, so not much more to say. Obviously, before I get into this, please go like the video, sub, all that shit. 100 subs go by the end of the year, 90 away. And as always, so let's get into this shit. Start off the card with my lock of the night. And a pretty easy fight to predict, in my opinion. Jsp Johnson Pierce versus Chad the Monster Anglin Chad. We'll obviously start with Strader, the red corner. 0-1 UFC, did debut against Montel Jackson, so not not easy debut, but now he's back about almost exactly a year later, about a month off, and ready to go again. In that Jackson fight, he did get dropped within 2 minutes, no surprise, Montel Jackson's a beast. Yeah, no, I'm not too surprised that he got dropped. Strader was booked to fight Mana Martinez, who fought last Saturday, or late last year, but that got canned because Strader pulled out. But now he finally has a fight, and against Chad. Personally, what I think of, Strader, I don't think he's that good, personally. From the one fight I've seen, I've seen him get dropped in about 2 minutes. So, not a great impression. And plus, his only 2 losses are to Marcelo Arroyo, who we just saw fight last Saturday also, and Montel Jackson. So, when you fight the UFC level guys, and not guys who are 1-3 and shit like that, he ain't winning. So, keep that in mind. Fuck my voice. And for the opponent, Chad, Big Chad, I think he's coming off Contender Series, if I'm correct. Yes, he is coming off a split decision win on Contender Series. Shocked he got the contract with a win like that, but you know, it is what it is. Don't know much about him. I kind of remember the Contender Series fight. I mean, yeah, looking at his record, he looks like he's good everywhere. The one big flaw, he's 35. Really shocked he got a contract with that age. But he does have some good wins. Brady Heinstead. Yeah, no, I don't really know what to say about Chad, since I kind of remember his only fight I've watched. Yeah, 35, crazy. The betting odds do have Chad come in -280 to +230 for Strader. I actually think you're kind of under being disrespectful to Chad. I'd move him up to about -350, if not a 400. To be honest, I think he's gonna run through Strader just like Montel did. And with that being said, I'm going Chad Angler I'll learn how to say his name by the recap. By knockout in the first. My lock for the night. If you, not. Am I confident? Yeah, pretty confident. Like I said, he should. The keyword should win pretty easily, I guess, would be the right word to use. So, yeah, man. Chad, knockout in the first. Lock that shit in, motherfucker. Yep. Throwing off the card with a finish in the first. You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it. After that, we would get some females in there bit with Diana Belbita versus Gloria DiPaolo. We'll start with the red corner, which is Belbita. The the warrior princess. Interesting nickname. She is 1-2 in UFC. Her first two UFC fights, Molly McCain and Luana Jojua. Molly McCain had an easy debut. Jojua probably should have won that fight. And then in her last fight, she did beat Hannah Goldie in a pretty, not even dominant performance, more than just she was the better fighter that night. Yeah. I'm trying to remember her in her last couple fights. Yeah, like I said, against Goldie, she's just kind of the better fighter. And then against Jojua, she just got fucking beat. And then again, like I said, Molly McCain is not an easy fucking debut. What kind of fucking booking that? Your debut? Molly McCain, like, that's fair. Well, Belbita's fine, I guess. Like, only 25, so still very young in her MMA career. Not a great record at 14-6, but a win or two can make that record look a little better. But yeah, not much to say about her. Not much to fucking say. One of the only Romanian fighters. I'm trying to think who else is. Her and... Is Alexander Romanov Romanian? Or am I fucking stupid? I don't know. But now we move on to her opponent, Gloria DiPaolo. Speaking of shitty records, 5-4. Interesting. Gloria is 0-2 in UFC, not counting Contender Series, where she did get a decision win. I guess they really needed a woman's fighter. And then in her first two UFC fights, got beat by Jin Yu Fry. Should not be losing to Jin Yu Fry. And then got badly knocked out by Cheyenne Vismas. When, as she was trying to get up, she ate a foot to the fucking face. Yeah, that in about a minute, no less. So, she's not good. If the record didn't tell you that already, just look at her last fight or so. Like, you're getting knocked out by Cheyenne Bice. I'm like, come on. I expect better than that. You're really getting knocked out by Cheyenne Bice? SMH. Yeah. She ain't good. She needs this win. That's a for sure thing. Cause if she loses 5-5, pack your bags. But sad thing for her. She's getting this W. Betting odds have it pretty close. -120 for Belbita, +100 for DiPaolo. I'd probably throw Belbita up to about -150, 160 to +110. I think she'd be a little favorite, but not too big. I think she should win this. I don't think dominantly, but should win this. Yeah, not much more to say. I'm going Belbita by decision. About 50% confident, because like with female fights, it's very rarely can you, at least for me, can you be confident on a female fight. So, unless it's Valentina Shevchenko, and even now, if it's Valentina, then you're locked in to be correct. So, I'm going Bautista by decision. Oh god, I sound fucking drunk. I'm not though. I don't think. I'm just gassed at 4:14 in the morning. But we move on to the next fight on the card, which is actually not a bad one. Chaz the Scrapper Skelly versus Mark Muggin Strelgan. I will never get these names right. Again, I'll get names right after I watch them fight. Let's obviously start off with the vet, Chaz Skelly. Feel bad for this guy. We've not seen him in 2 years. He has had 4 fights booked over 2 years. Twice against Grant Dawson, got canned twice. One, against Jamal Emmers, which, if you remember that, like I do, that fight literally got canned as Skelly was walking out to the cage. And then against Trezano, got canned. So over the last 2 years, 4 fights canned. One as he was in the octagon. So he's not fought since 2019 against Jordan Griffin in a win. I kind of remember that. Not completely, but I kind of do. Yeah, his nickname should say a lot. He's a scrapper, man. He scrapped. Man, ring rust could be a really big factor in this. Ring rust could really play a factor in this fight. Like, they're 2 years off. Literally, motherfucker was in the cage when the Jamal Emmers fight got canned. Like, I remember watching that shit live. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, let's see, what card was that? Lewis Blades, yeah, like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. Like, I feel bad for this guy. Like, and only, like, yeah, 2 of the times the fight was canned was his fault. But, dude, he was in the fucking cage when that fucking Emmers fight got canned. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Yeah. He's a scrapper. And then to move on to his opponent, Mark. Let's see, I'm trying to remember him. Well, in his debut he fought Said Nurmagomedov. Yeah, now I remember him. He got flatlined by Said. Yeah, fun debut, very fun debut on Nurmagomedov. You gotta love debuting against Nurmagomedov. Yeah, so all we've had to go off from UFC wise is him getting flatlined in about 50 seconds. But he looks like he's a very grapple heavy guy. So it looks like he's probably gonna be using grappling in this one, because he has a submission win over Kai France, for fuck's sake. So not a bad fucking win to have on your record, especially in 2022. Yeah, he looks like he's gonna be definitely going for some wrestling here, but Skelly can wrestle and he can strike. Betting on to have Skelly coming in minus 220. That's, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't into plus 180. Like, I don't disagree with who is the favorite, but by 220? I'd probably have Skelly around minus 140 to plus like 125, like very close, but I think Skelly should be a small favorite. Yeah, like, I don't know. This fight's very 50-50. I think, at least. Very 50-50. And with that being said, my 50-50 pick is gonna be the scrapper, Skelly. I think he can pull off the win here. I think he can just do enough to get a decision if his opponent makes it to the fucking cage. So, I'm going Skelly by decision. After that, the fight I'm most hyped for on the card, and yes, I'm biased, but I still think she should win this fight. Jess Rose Clark versus Stephanie Edgar. Obviously, red corner, we start with Jess Clark. We all know Jess, but as of late, she finally found her footing in the UFC. Back-to-back wins, dominating Sarah Alpar, and then dominant 30-27 performance against Jocelyn Edwards. She's looking like she's back. She looked like she had that fire again, because she had ups and downs in UFC. On a nice 3-fight winning streak when she first entered. 2 fights, sorry. And then lost Jessica I and Penny Kinzad back-to-back, and now she's on a 2-fight winning streak. Overall in the UFC, she's 4-2, so not a terrible record, but not an amazing one. But she's finding her footing, man, and I think she's on the cusp of a ranking at 35. Man, because that division is so fucking weak. A nice dominant win here, she can get around that 35 rankings, and since she has moved up to 35, she looked better. 2-1, because she ain't killing herself to make 25 anymore. So I think I saw on her IG story the other day, she's only cutting like 6 pounds or some shit to make weight, which is fucking improvement. Like, why the fuck kill yourself and lose or win over not killing yourself and winning or losing? So that's what I think. And now talk about her opponent, Stephanie Edgar, in her last fight. Well, she's 1-1 in the UFC. First fight lost to Tracy Cortez. Can't get mad at that loss at all. And then about a year later, almost on the dot, comes back and crushes Shanna Young. Shanna Young ain't that good, but still, good performance. Completely crushed her. Switzerland. That's a place you don't see many fighters from. Yeah, I think Edgar is a fine fighter. Do I think she's on the level of Jess? Like, just putting bias aside, no. Striking, my god, Clark's way better. And then wrestling is close, but striking wise, like I said, I think Jess completely smokes her. And wrestling wise, this new Jess, the old Jess, you might say, Edgar might smoke her. New Jess can be an interesting fight. I think Edgar's game plan has to be wrestle. Clark's game plan has to be stop takedowns. Maybe if you can get on top, learn some ground and pound, and try and keep it on the feet as much as possible. Though I think. And by the way, let me say this: why the fuck do people think Jess is a boring fighter? Because her last fight she wrestled to win, so she fought a dominant, smart fight, and she's now boring even though she's only wrestled one time in her entire career. Okay. But yeah, man, this was very interesting. Let's see, size could be, I ain't that much taller. Very good fight, matchmaking wise, very good matchmaking. Yeah, very, very good matchmaking. Don't mind background noise. Not gonna make it this far into the video anyway. Yeah, very good matchmaker. The betting odds say Jessie just is minus 190 to plus 160. Yeah, I think she'd be on the cusp of 200. Because I think she's better in one area and as good in the other area of the fight. So it's like, how could you not pick her or make her a big favorite at least? So, even with biased, I don't know how you like, I'm biased, big Jess fan, but I don't know how you can't pick her here. Could Edgar wrestle? May pray Clark gasses, maybe lock in a submission, maybe, but that's very wishful thinking. So I think Jess is gonna get a dub here. I want to be biased and pick a finish. Shit. I'm going Jessica Rose Clark by knockout / TKO in a second. I think she's gonna put all those narratives of boring fighter away in this fight. And I think she's gonna dominate Stephanie Edgar. So JRC by finish in a second. After that, you get a very interesting fight. Gabrielle Bernice versus David the Silent Assassin Onama or Onama. Let's start with the vet, Gabrielle Bernice. We all know Bernice. He's been around forever in the UFC. It feels like. He pretty last couple fights. I won't go through all of the UFC fights because he's had a shit ton. But in the last 4, lost to Sadiq Yusuf, can't get mad at that. Lost to Omar Morales, and not the greatest loss, but whatever. Beat Justin James, who hasn't, and lost to Billy Q, can't get mad at that. So, like, 2 out of his last 4 fights, 2 out of his last 3 losses against Yusuf and Billy Q. You can't get mad at those losses. Two great fighters in that 145 division. And then for Omar Morales, yeah, that guy's kind of fell off a cliff lately. But still, like, Omar Morales ain't no slouch. And then, of course, Gabrielle Bernice beat fucking Justin fucking James. So, I think it's fine. I think Gabrielle Bernice is a fine fighter. Like, his best UFC win, Jason Knight, I guess. I don't know how much that's saying. And he was on Tough, didn't win it, but he was there. So, he's fine. He's a good gatekeeper, unranked gatekeeper. And then for his opponent, David Onama, in his second UFC fight. And in his first fight, he came in on a short notice against Mason Jones. Actually put up an amazing performance. Better than anyone thought he would. And he earned a lot of people's respect in that fight, doing better than anyone thought he would. Against a guy like Mason Jones, who's hyped up, very hyped up prospect, looked great. And now against Bernice, a very good veteran challenge. And if he looks even half as good as he did against Jones, he's gonna win this fight easily. What do I always think? Well, first of all, betting odds have Onama coming in minus 170 to plus 135. I'd say David should be about 200 to plus 150. And with that being said, I'm going Onama by knockout in the first. He should win this pretty soundly. Like, I don't know how he loses this fight. Bernice is not a better fighter. Bernice ain't that good, so I think Onama should really win this easily. So I'm going Onama by a knockout in the first. Very, very confident. After that one, the two fights that have had a opponent change on these prelims. Mario Bautista versus Savage Purnin. Let's start with the guy we actually know, Mario Bautista. Bautista, in his few UFC fights, he's 2-2. Lost to Corey Sandhagen in his debut. Can't get mad at that shit. Then beat Jinsu Sun and Miles Johns. Knocked Miles Johns out cold. And then did lose to Trevin Jones in his last fight. And now he's back. About almost a year later. This was supposed to be Khalil Taha, but he pulled out last week. Excuse me. And I think he was going to win that fight. And now he has a new opponent against Perrin. Bautista's good. He's one of the MMA Lab boys with Kyler and Sean. He's so young. He's shown a lot of promise. In the Miles Johns fight, definitely showed a lot of promise. And dude, the motherfucker debuted against Corey Sandhagen. Like, fucking, what a fucking F you to this guy. You know, you're gonna debut against Corey fucking Sandhagen. Like, thanks. Appreciate it. Like, thanks. Yeah, I think Bautista's good. Like, I think he still has a lot of skills to improve, but I think he's good. And I'll talk about his opponent that I know fuck all about. Perrin. He was on Contender Series a couple years ago. He did not win, but then he has rattled off 2 wins since then, and now he's back on short notice. Respect, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. I don't fucking know shit about this guy. He's probably a fine fighter, but he's probably not winning this fight, if I'm being honest with you. Short notice. He did have a fight book for about a month from now, but obviously I got canned since he's now in the UFC. Yeah, like I said, I really don't see how this guy wins this fight, unless he clips Bautista, which I doubt it. But yeah. Bautista is coming in minus 275 to plus 225. Yeah, I'd probably say that. He should be a decent favorite, because I think he should win. So, I'm going Bautista by decision. Same pick I would have made if it was still Khalil Taha. And yeah, not much more to say. I really can't talk about a guy I know shit fuck all about. I'm not doing tape strikes, I don't care. So, Bautista, DEC, baby. And next fight, the featured prelim, the other guy on this prelim who steps in on short notice, not Jonathan Jsp Pierce, Christian C-Rod Rodriguez. This fight was supposed to be who the fuck was it supposed to be? Austin Lingo, but he got injured. So Christian Rodriguez stepped in about last week. Him and Perrin both stepped in around the same time. So, but let's start with Jsp Johnson Pierce. He is He's 2-1 in the UFC. He did win a Contender Series knockout in the third, got the contract. Then his UFC debut lost to Joe Lozon, can't get mad at that. And then he beat Kai Kamaka and then beat Omar Morales back to back. Not bad wins, very nice wins back to back. And now he's here against Rodriguez. Nickname alone should tell you what kind of fighter he is. He's very heavy on wrestling. He can strike somewhat, but he ain't very good at striking. Like, he's a fine striker, but like he definitely ain't the level of striker GSP was. But he can wrestle. He's a very good wrestler. That's a wrestle kid. But no, he's good. He showed in the last 2 fights he's shown a lot of promise, a lot of fucking promise. And again, he debuted against Joe fucking Lozon. This the card of just people who had awful debut fights. Fucking Umar Nurmagomedov, Mai McCain, fucking Joe Lozon, like thanks. Thanks. But no. He's good. He's good. If he improves that striking, he could be an interesting fighter in that 45 division. And for his opponent, Christian Rodriguez, 7-0, coming off Contender Series. Did he get the contract? I'm guessing he did. No, he ain't coming out. Well, he didn't get the contract because he did fight on a Contender Series, beating Tracy Cortez's cousin. I forget which it is, but I know related to Tracy Cortez. And then he did have a fight after that, won quick by knockout. Now he's here, man. He's very heavy on striking. He has very fast hands, and he better hope he has some takedown defense because he's gonna be wrestling this fight. Again, just like Perrin last fight, I don't know much about him. I very little remember his Contender Series fight, but no, it is what it is. Betting odds have Jonathan Pierce coming in -330 to +260. I think I'd drop Pierce down to like a 280 to keep him at +260 because you don't know, does Rodriguez have any takedown defense? And that's the question. If he doesn't, then yeah, that line might be even disrespectful to Pierce. But if he does have takedown defense, that line's looking more like a near even line. So, what do I think personally? I think JSP is gonna get the decision win here. I think he'll just wrestle the shit out of Rodriguez. So, Jonathan Pierce by decision. Not as confident as the betting odds are, but still pretty confident. So those are the prelims. Not terrible, ups and downs. And now we get to this main card, which is not bad. Not bad. We're kind of missing a guy named RDA and Faziz, but it is what it is. But this fight to open main card is insane. Joaquin Buckley versus Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. Someone's going out in this first round. You can bet on that shit. Let's start with Mr. Buckley. We all know Buckley off of the Impa Kasanganai knockout. In the UFC, he is 3-2. Lost to Kevin Holland in his debut. Again, another not easy debut. Did the Impa thing, ran through Jordan Wright. Got kicked in the skull by Alicio de Chirico, and then nice comeback kind of win against Antonio Arroyo. So, and he's back already. This fight was supposed to happen about a month ago, but ARA withdrew, and now we're here. The big news coming into this fight is Buckley's bringing that one meme self-defense guy into his corner. What the flying fuck is that gonna do to help you? Can't give a fuck if I know. But yeah, he's doing that. Why? I don't know. But he's doing that. And now talk about ARA, man. He was killing people, and then he wasn't. he was wrecking fools till he wasn't. We all know ARA. He's pretty much powered. Like, he's not a great gas tank at all, and it's think of him as what is this, 155? 170. Sorry. 170 Francis Ngannou from 2018. All power, and besides that, he did get back on track, knocking out Alicio Chirico in his last fight, but before that he was on a 3-fight skid, and it was not looking good. Chaos dropped him in 30 seconds. Lazi and Malkoun beat him easily, so it's been a very rough ride for ARA these last couple fights. But now he's here against another guy who's just going to strike with him, and we're going to see what happens. Buckley is coming in minus 150 to plus 125. I understand why Buckley's the favorite, and I kind of agree why he should be the favorite. Because every time last striker ARA fought, he got dropped in 30 seconds. But, with that being said, with the meme guy being in Buckley's corner and ARA looking like he's back on track, I'm going with the dog here, man. I'm going Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. This is the first dog I'm picking tonight, by the way. I think it is. Yeah, I think ARA can clip him and send him to Shadow Realm, just like Alicio and Kevin Holland did. But if this fight goes later into the first or even the second, then you gotta start worrying if you're picking ARA like me. But I think ARA can clip him and knock him the fuck out. Oh, this is at middleweight. Never mind, I'm a fucking idiot. But you know, still. Yeah, so I'm going Abdul Razak Al-Hassan by knockout in the first. I think he can clip him. I think he can clip him and send Buckley to the Shadow Realm. Fucking self-defense officer. Yeah, I'm going ARA by knockout in the first. After that, we got some legend shit here, baby. Jim A10 Miller versus Nicholas Iron Motata. Let's obviously start with the legend Jimmy Miller, brah. We all know Jim Miller. Been around for fucking 100 years and is still kicking ass. Flatlining that Eric Gonzalez guy in his last fight. Before that, he had a couple losses. Then he had some wins. He's been win-loss, couple losses, couple wins for his whole UFC career. Been around for fucking ever. This is like his 39th UFC fight, I believe. So, fucking insane, by the way. But 30 fucking 9 fights. That is fucking insane to say. Him and Cowboy are fighting for that number 1 spot. I think he has it by 2 after Saturday night. Miller is starting to turn to a 1-round fighter. He's never really had a good gas tank, but he really doesn't have it now at 38 years old. He's never really been a great striker. Yeah, he KO'd that Gonzalez guy, but Eric Gonzalez, who the fuck even is that guy? Yeah, his grappling's great, but when you're gassed and all that shit, yeah, that's not gonna help you, man. And you're fighting a Brazilian. Doesn't help either. But to talk about that Brazilian in Mota, this fight was supposed to happen earlier in the year, or earlier last year, but it didn't happen. And now this Mota kid finally getting his UFC debut after 3 attempts to fucking have it. So now he's here. He's a very vicious striker, and he is Brazilian, so he probably can wrestle. Damn, he was on The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, man. Like, I wanna pick Jim Miller badly. I really wanna pick Jim Miller. But dude, I think he's probably gonna get fucking annihilated in this fight. Unless he just some reason somehow goes out there and just gets lucky. Fuck. Betting odds do have Mota coming in minus 175 to plus 150. Actually, I'd probably have Mota coming in minus 130 to plus 115 of close, but I think Mota should be the favorite, but I don't know what I'm picking yet. My heart wants to go with Jim Miller, my brain wants to go for Moda. So weigh-ins and a couple more breakdowns and shit, I'll have a pick. But right now, I'm up in the air on this fight. My Tapology will be down English will be linked down below if you want to see what pick I do make for this fight. But right now I'm up in the air still, so forgive me, please forgive me. But yeah, so far we're up in the middle, up in the air. After that, why is this fight so high on the main card? Parker Porter versus Alan Badeau. Let's start with the guy who fought Jon Jones. Parker Porter, back-to-back wins in the UFC, man. Props. He is 2-1 in the UFC now. He did get beat badly by Chris Dawkins. Can't get mad at that loss though. Then he beat Josh Parisian and Chase Sherman. Not great wins, but they're wins. And now he's on a 2-fight winning streak heading into this fight. Parker Porter is your atypical fucking heavyweight from like fucking 2010. Gas is about a minute in, and it's pretty much just striking. He's not very good at anything else. So keep that in mind. Yeah, he's pretty much just he gasses about 4 minutes into the fight. Like that Sherman fight was terrible. Like that Sherman fight was fucking terrible. But hell, this guy fought Jon Jones, so he didn't win. I know you're surprised, but he didn't win. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Porter's that good, I don't think he should be in the UFC, but that's what I think. But for the opponent, Alan Badeau, not that good of a fighter either. He's what's he in the UFC? He's 0-2. First fight, you got KO'd by Tom Aspinall. Can't get mad at that at all, my god. And then, not that long ago, he fought Nascimento and got KO'd. So, Badeau is pretty much grappling. And after he gasses, he's really bad fighter. He's really just fucking grappling. Oh my god, he's really not that good. Like, out of these two, who do I think is the better fighter? Oh my god, that's a tough fucking question. That's honestly a tough question. And Badeau does train with Sorogan. He doesn't mean he's Sorogan. Parker Porter is coming as minus 250 favorite to plus 200. Nope. I think Porter should be about minus 190, 185 to plus 150. I don't think Parker Porter should be a minus 250 favorite against fucking anybody. But I think he should be the favorite here, and I think he should win. It comes down to A, can he stop takedowns? B, who will gas worse? Because they'll both gas if the fight goes into the later rounds. But who's gassing worse? And with that being said, who do I think is going to gas worse? I think that's going to be Alan Badeau. Which means I'm going Parker Porter by decision. So, yeah. Parker Porter by decision. Not very confident. First time picking Parker Porter. Don't feel. Well, actually, no. Second time I did pick him against Sherman. I don't know why. Oh no, I mean Dawkins. Don't know why. And speaking of the Dawkins brothers, Kyle Dawkins versus Jamie the Nightwolf Pickett. This was supposed to be Julian Marquez, but he pulled out about a week or two ago. So now it is Jamie Pickett and Kyle Dawkins in the co-main. Obviously talk about the little Dawkins brother, who's not nearly as good as his brother. Kyle is 1-2-1 in the UFC so far. Lost to Brendan Allen in his debut, and not the worst fighter to lose to. Then beat Dustin Stolfus. Yeah, you should win that fight. Lost to Phil Hawes, and then had a no contest against Kevin Holland because he accidentally headbutted him. So, and now he's fighting Pickett. Out of two Dawkins brothers, who's better? Definitely Chris. Kyle's good, but against like Hawes and Allen, he just kinda he really doesn't get to use all his tools. It seems like against fucking Dustin Stolfus, yeah, you're gonna be able to do that because that guy's dog shit. But against a well, no, he actually looked good against Holland. Against fucking Hawes and Allen, he didn't look great. So keep that in mind. Wink. But for his opponent, Jamie Pickett did not. He only fucking just fought about 3 weeks ago against that Holmes guy, Joseph Holmes, and that was not an easy fight for him. He did take some damage in that fight, but he's already fucking back 3 weeks later. Crazy motherfucker. He is 2-2 in the UFC, 2-fight winning streak right now, which props. And now, can he keep that streak going against Kyle Dawkins? Do you want me to honestly answer that question? Well, I have to, and I think the answer to that question is no. I think Pickett's fine fighter, but I don't think he'd win the fight. I think Dawkins will just be able to be better everywhere than Pickett, striking, wrestling, all that. So I think Kyle Dawkins will squeak by with a decision here. Sorry, completely forgot to do betting odds. Kyle is coming in -220 to +185. I would have Kyle on 200, 205. So yeah, I think betting odds are pretty clear. I just think Dawkins is the better fighter, to be honest. And he ain't coming off a fight 3 months ago, but one's a lot better if you're just coming back to fight than the others. Dawkins decision, semi-confident. And now the main event of the evening, not RDA and Shaziv, Johnny Walker versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. Banger fight. I don't know how much I love it as a main event, but banger fight between two great guys, great fighters, and very interesting fight at heavyweight, light heavyweight, for many reasons. Obviously, let's start with Johnny. He's red corner. We all know Johnny Walker, crazy motherfucker, and then Corey Anderson showed him the levels to this. And then he lost to Nikita Krylov badly. Got lucky Ryan Spann has no fight IQ, and then had a boring fight with Thiago Santos, which I kind of think he won, but whatever. He fought scared versus Santos, which, can't you blame him? Thiago Santos, guy has like 11 knockouts. But if you're Johnny Walker, that's not the guy you are. Johnny Walker is not a smart fighter. He's go out there, do crazy shit. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. He's fucking light heavyweight Michel Pereira. He's not meant to be one of these strategy smart fighters. That's just not who Johnny Walker is. Never has been who Johnny Walker is as a fighter. That's why he'll throw a random flying knee, spinning heel kick, and it will fucking work. Because that's just who fucking Johnny Walker is. And whoever these coaches are telling him to fight smart are fucking morons. That'd be like telling Justin Gaethje to fight smart. No, Justin Gaethje fights best when he's in a fucking firefight. Johnny Walker fights best when the shit's going crazy. If he's getting knocked out, he will fucking get knocked out. If he's fucking, I don't know why they're trying to turn Johnny Walker into a strategy fighter. That's not who he is. And then for his opponent, Jamal Hill, he's not as crazy as Johnny when it comes to fighting, but he kind of crazy. He is only one loss in the UFC to Paul Craig, which we all remember that fight. But then, not even that long after, a couple months later, flatlines Jimmy Crute. Badly flatlines Jimmy Crute. And, so, I was even surprised that he fucking won. If you can go back to my breakdown and recap of, Aldo Font, and I talked that card. I talked about this fight. I don't think Jamal's gonna win this fight. I picked him purely out of bias, and he fucking won. He dropped him in 48 seconds. Showed that Sweet Dreams is still in the building, motherfuckers. Like, I've said this before. Jamal Hill's gonna be fighting for a UFC title one day. I don't know if he's gonna win it, especially I think he's gonna be fighting Yuri Prochazka, but still, he's gonna be fighting for the belt one day. I think. I think the kid he's only what 20. He's 30 right now. He's still very young. If he had wrestling, holy shit. Striking wise, great fucking striker. Wrestling wise, yeah, we've only seen him really wrestle against fucking Craig, which, my god, Paul Craig you're talking about, but still, Johnny Walker ain't no wrestler either, which means this is definitely gonna be a striking match. But who does that favor more? It depends. It depends on what Johnny Walker goes in there. If boring Thiago Santos fight Walker goes in there, Jamal Hill's gonna fucking pick him apart for a decision. If crazy Johnny Walker goes in there, who fucking knows what's gonna happen? Who fucking knows? That if fucking Madman Walker goes in there, we're in for a fucking fight. Might not be a long one, it's gonna be a fight. But yeah, I'm so hyped for this fight. I would like if we still had RDA Fazeev on the card, obviously. But yeah, beggars can't be choosers. At least we have this. This is a very good main event. Very good fight. Okay main event. The batting odds are kind of insane. Minus 260 for Jamal Hill, plus 240 Johnny Walker. I think Hill should be the favorite. Hey, look at it this way. If boring Walker goes in there, Hill should be 350. If crazy Walker goes in there, you could throw near even out there. Because crazy Walker one shot, anything happens for either guy. What do I think's gonna happen? Tough question. What do I want to happen? I've been a Jamal Hill fan for a minute, and like I said, I think kid's gonna be a challenger for the belt one day. I think he's gonna be a top dog in that division for years to come. And I think this might be a step into fighting an Anthony Smith, a Dominic Reyes, etc. These top 5, 6, 7 guys. So, what do I think's gonna happen? Either way, crazy or boring Walker, I think Hill could still win, and that's why I think I don't see this fight. If boring Walker goes in there, Jamal Hill decision. If fun Walker goes in there, knockout in the first for either guy. But my pick is Jamal Hill by knockout in the first. I think he can clip Walker, who doesn't really have a great chin. And I think he can get the job done. So I'm going Sweet Dreams by knockout in the first. But yeah, man. No, 12 fights up, 12 fights down. Breakdown done. If you want to hear my picks one more time, Chad Angler by knockout in the first, lock of the night. Diana Belbita, decision. Chaz Skelly, decision. Jessica Rose Clark, finish in the second. David Onawa, knockout in the first. Mario Bautista, decision. Jonathan Pierce, decision. Abdul Razak Al Hassan, knockout in the first. up in the air on the Miller Mata fight right now. Parker Porter, decision. Kyle Dawkins, decision. And Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill by knockout in the first. I'm hyped for this card, even with a lot of shit that went through with it. Like, let me just name a couple of fights that have been knocked off the card. Kyle Dawkins, Julian Marquez would have been a banger. Nasrat Haqparast, John McDessie, Alexander Romanov, Alil Latifi, RDA Shaziv. Those 4 fights still on the card. Holy shit. Or even 3, because Nasrat actually got a better fight a week earlier. But besides the point. Yeah, fun card. Very, very fun card on paper. So, I'm excited. You should be too. I think we're locked in for a finish in the first, at least. So, in the main event, at least. So, yep, that's to break down my picks and all that. You'll hear the recap Sunday, 7 p.m. probably, unless I get lazy or forget to do it, which I doubt it. So yeah, enjoy the card. Hopefully nothing fucks up the card, like Alex Perez met Schnell last week. Wink. And hopefully the card goes as we all want to. So tell me your picks in the chat, Premiere chat, or comments. And as always, RX out. Jesse, Sweet dreams, baby.